wife used to do take care of all of our cars and used to bring it here. And one day she called me and she said, "We've got a problem. It's in my car broke down." So we took it to be fixed by Mark and get a call back later on that it was fixed. It was our minivan. And as it turns out, we got back and it still wasn't working. Well, Mark actually came to our house. He tried jump starting the car, did not work. He called his towing truck operator, had him brought it here. Natalie says, "I've got car pulls," and said, "Not a problem, we'll take it." He took her down to Enterprise rental car and they rented a car. She said, "You know, I've got a lot of kids, I need a van." So they made it a van. And next thing I know, about a week later, I get a call from Mark and saying, "Your car's ready." And I said, "How much is it?" He goes, "Nothing. I should have caught it. It was on us."
I met Mark Smith when Mark came to Virginia Blood Services and asked how he could make a difference in the blood supply in Central Virginia. It didn't take very long before Mark was our largest donor group. And I can't even count up the thousands of lives that have been saved or enriched because of Mark's efforts. I think one of the things that is just really impressive is the tremendous impact he's made on healthcare in terms of all the blood donations that he has been responsible for, and then the impact on hungry children that get to eat because of Mark Smith. I think that is a phenomenal testament to him.
Mark has just become one of our top cheerleaders for all things Feed More. Not only has Mark really gotten behind and strongly supported our backpack program, which feeds 2,000 children every Friday, Mark has taken his business in Colonial Heights and taking one bay of the Midas operation there and turned it into a cooler so that we can have all of our Meals on Wheels meals delivered there and to go out.
Meals on Wheels is a critically important program to get elderly people that are probably homebound, food, and as importantly, someone to talk to. What we hear back a lot of is, our drivers, Meals on Wheels drivers, are the only people these folks see. Our volunteer drivers down there would have to come all the way up to Feed More, get their food, go all the way back. That's a long drive. It's inconvenient for our volunteers. So I just kind of drew out a napkin and put it out on a sketch on a piece of paper, called our director of operations and said, "Hey, what if we did this?" And came down, took a look around. We ended up dropping a 6x8 refrigerator freezer in down there. So now what we do is, instead of multiple trips, multiple days a week, you make 2 trips a week. We've got a truck that brings meals down there. Our volunteer base, who lives in the area anyway, can then come to Colonial Heights, pick up their food, get their route run. It takes much less time, it's much more user-friendly, and it's allowed us to really expand our footprint, which was a primary goal down in the Tri-Cities.
Mark has donated a dramatic amount of his time, his airtime, and in making commercials that highlight the program and the need. And his voice is very forceful. People hear it, they call him. There's not a day goes by that at least one person doesn't call him and say, "Hey, how do I get involved with Feed More? What can I do to make it different?"
Mark's giving for the community, for the Central Virginia Food Bank, and for the Blood Service is purely act out of the heart. He is not in it for any selfish way, and it's my job to make sure that cause giving turns to cause marketing. But truly, he has got a passion for everything. He's got a passion to feed the hungry and make sure that anyone who goes to the hospital has blood available. And he sets goals. Mark, the great part about it is that Mark's not only able to think about it and has a passion for himself, he's able to mobilize others and extend his reach via his marketing and via his strong personality to make sure that others are on board.
I think everybody can give back, and I think everybody should give back. We've all got something to give: time, intellectual capital, money, resources. And I think if you can set an example for other people and for other businesses and to give people ideas, then it's kind of a cool way to build bridges. We're a small business in Central Virginia, but you dedicate your resources, you channel your energy, you kind of get all the understanding you can, and you come up with solutions. Regardless of your circumstance, you can make an impact. It's incredibly important you understand that. If you don't have a lot of money, volunteer time. If you don't have a lot of time, volunteer ideas, volunteer advocacy. There are a lot of ways we need to get the message out. There's a lot of touch points. Every nonprofit's got them, every community's got them.
Just think what our community would be like if people were as loving and giving as Mark Smith is.
Mark unselfishly gives of his time, his focus, and his resources with the idea of cause giving. People like to work for companies that do good. People like to support companies that do good. and whatever Mark gives comes back manyfold.